Do you ever get the sense that your spirit is trying to guide you in a direction, but all you want to do is kind of tell it to shut up, just to be quiet, because you're focused on trying to get something done. You're trying to build something, you're trying to do something, you're creating something for work, business, private. You're trying to develop something, and things just aren't going well. So you're getting frustrated, you're feeling unease, you're feeling tension. And so then as you feel this, you're kind of getting the sense almost as if your spirit wants you to go in the other direction, like 180 degrees different. And you're too engaged in what you're doing to think, no, I don't want to do that. Even though you don't spend a lot of time to think what it is that your spirit is guiding you towards, that you're going very strongly. And so you have this unease, you have this difficulty, things aren't progressing. Now, when we stop to realize what our spirit is guiding us towards, then we'll understand that our spirit's only trying to change our direction by 1 or 2 degrees. It's not trying to change our direction 180 degrees. And that 1 or 2 degrees is just making it so much easier to accomplish what we want to accomplish. But we're so egotistically involved in what we're doing that, and we know it's ego because we feel the unease, we feel the discomfort, we feel the displeasure with what we're doing, and we're not getting the results we want. So the thing to do there is take that step back, is breathe, come back to a state of peace, state of calm, because it's from there where we can hear our spirit. Because as long as we resist what our spirit is trying to guide us towards, then we're going to feel the unease. We can create all kinds of things, and later on we'll discover that we created the wrong things, where we could have been guided towards creating things that were much more in line with what we felt we really wanted. To give you an example of this, so you've got some practical idea. The other morning, I wanted to wake up around 5. I got up around 3:30. I woke up and I was thinking about some things I wanted to do with the coaching business, how to provide good value to people, how to provide more things that are just free content, ways to really connect things so when people are trying to change things in their lives, how to do that. And as I came up with ideas, or rather, as ideas came to me from the universe, then I used the notes feature on my phone. And so laying there under a very comfortable down cover, and I'm relaxed, and I'm making some notes. But then I realized that I'm getting congested and I'm starting to feel really like my nose, my chest is congested. I'm feeling this unease. And I'm thinking, so I stopped, because what I realized is ideas had stopped flowing. And then I tried to move forward, thinking it further out to cause, okay, so now what? How are we going to develop this further? And then when I stopped, and I just started breathing, deep breathing, and just with a very conscious thing towards that the deep breathing would bring a level of peace, which removes the congestion, which removes all the unease. And so as I did the deep breathing, I completely forgot about all the ideas that I'd been typing. I put my phone aside and just left it there, kind of like a physical disconnect from it as well. And in a short time, I don't know if it was 15 minutes, half an hour, something like that, just, 15 breaths, something like that, and then just probably falling back asleep and just being in that relaxed state. Then I noticed the congestion was completely gone. So that's interesting. And then I thought back to the thoughts about the coaching and that, and all of a sudden new ideas started to flow. And so I started making some more notes, but then I noticed that then that stopped again. And then if I would try to think it further to create more, then I'd just create more unease again. So I'd put the phone down and just relax and just breathe. And within a few seconds, new ideas started to flow again. And this happened over and over a period from 3:30 in the morning till about 5 when I decided to get up. And then I ended up working the day and then having a ton of energy, being fully, engaged in the day. But I created such a huge part of a project. Now, when I look at the scope of what I'm trying to do there, I think, it probably takes years to accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish in creating this. But then I think also, okay, so before I go into a stress about that, we've got to make this faster, better, whatever, I'm thinking the journey, like this is all part of my life journey. And am I enjoying the journey? And do I have to worry about it going faster or slower? I don't. I know that what I feel and what I want, as long as I stay connected to what I feel, then the universe is going to bring things into alignment. And that'll happen a lot faster. Than I know this from experience, like when different businesses I've created, where it went from nothing to mega sums in a very short time, just because I just followed how I felt. And of course, there was a learning curve where there was things where people hounded me for like 2-3 weeks trying to provide services and that, and I just ignored them. And then all of a sudden, when I paid attention, here the universe had been trying to guide me towards something that was really, it really made the difference between the business working or not. And when I finally paid attention to what the universe had been trying to tell me for weeks, it became easy. So having those experiences, then now when I'm developing new things, then I'm really conscious to pay attention. Am I feeling unease? And this is something you might want to try out. Is any time when you're doing something, you're active, you're busy, you're productive, you're doing, but you're feeling uneasy and things aren't going the way you want them to, and they're just not kind of lining up, step back, take those breaths, come back to a state of peace, and then observe. Like the universe will things start to fall in. You'll start to notice things, ideas will come. But when they stop coming, they might only come to a point you think is halfway or 3/4 of where you want to be. Don't sweat it. Let it be. Come back to the breathing, come back to relaxation, come back to ease, and let that be your guide. Always back to ease, always back to comfort, and then what you'll see is it just over and over and over, as much energy as you've got, the universe will keep delivering and keep building on what it is that you're trying to build, and it'll be phenomenal. And then start to fine tune that. Start to really regularly pay attention. How are you feeling? And then when you're any form of unease, capture, move away from it. Do a few breaths. And on the opposite side of that, when you notice that you just can't do that, just recognize that you're still on a journey, still on a learning curve, and that it might take a bit, and just stay in the experience of the ego and being frustrated by it, because what'll happen is eventually you'll come back to that calm. Eventually you'll understand what the universe delivers so easily that it's so much in alignment with what you wanted that it eventually just becomes easy to say, well, no, I'm not going down that path of ego, because it's just not, I'm going to end up undoing that. I'll just take the shortcut and just pay attention to what my spirit is guiding me towards. Now, if you're finding this useful and interesting, then of course, share it with people. You might want to join us on our weekend conversations every weekend, European time, 9 o'clock on Saturday evening and 3 o'clock Sunday afternoon, or North American time, Eastern Standard Time. It'll be 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon and 9 o'clock Sunday morning. So I look forward to seeing you there. And as well, there's all kinds of free videos. So you can go to John Verwey 2020. There's a lot of videos on the life ingredients. But what you'll discover is that once you have that information, then you still want to apply it specifically to the questions you have in your life, where you can sign up for coaching. We do one-on-one where you're working on things in your life. And the advantage of that is that rather than taking years to discover bit by bit by bit what it is, you can fast track that, because then this is between us and you, just this is how this whole system works, how life works, and then specifically related to what you're trying to accomplish. So it's all there, open for you, and I'm looking forward to meeting you. All the best.